next one that we have is a world documentary pitching itself as a documentary therapy session down here. It is called The Longest Goodbye, and it began originally as them trying to get this mission to Mars and trying to like just observe what the mission was going to be. Then they met the psychiatrist who was working with these astronauts in order to make sure that they stay sane.
Mm-hmm.
And it really becomes this entire just, the whole first man training that comes to it. That's all this documentary is.
Mm-hmm.
It's seeing through all of these tests that they're going through, would they be able to make the right decision before you spend all that money to send them up there? How isolated can they be?
Will they go crazy on the Mars mission?
It was pretty interesting. A lot of really great shots in this movie as well.
Mm-hmm. In space, no one can hear you on a buffering screen. It's interesting because it's a different look at what space travel can do, right? Like we're often so focused on how hard it is to get up there, how different space is, but like, the psychological toll that it would take being socially isolated like that. Watching your kids grow up through like jittery buffering screens
stuff.
Exactly. And so there's a lot of fascinating stuff there. I think maybe the film itself felt a little bit like piece by piece rather than like a longer story, if that makes any sense. It's like he's checking off like, oh, they tried this exercise and they tried bringing in this person and somebody thought, what if they can put them to sleep? And, I think I was hoping for maybe a little bit more of like a complete thought than like the scattershot approach, but it's all really interesting stuff, especially if you're interested in space travel.
Agreed, because it's an hour 27.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to watch documentary.
The Longest Goodbye is probably the shortest one, but it's still pretty decent. I'm curious to see follow-ups to this because I'm sure they're not the only one who are covering a lot of these projects.